I'm Brock Logan. This is the 100th anniversary episode of Kicking It in the Sticks. We are here with a new guest that we have for this evening. The name is Carter Anderson. All you chicks know. 2 Grammy Awards. He is in the new movie, How the West Was Won, is about the book by Louis L'Amour, How the West Was Won. Here's Carter Anderson coming in. Nice to meet you. So, how's the filming going?
It's been good. I've been working with a whole bunch of actors that I've been getting along with pretty good.
How's family taking you all the time from home? Because I'm sure you don't see them very often.
Yeah, it's always hard on the family when I'm acting in a movie, but you know they've been real good about it this time.
Good. So your character is a very hard, non-emotional, kind of non-remorseful character. How did you fit that role? How did they pick you to fit that role?
You know, I don't know. I think it was kind of with like my childhood, and as I was growing up, I was always out doing work instead of out messing around with girlfriends or friends. I worked.
Okay, good. So now in the beginning of this movie, the sneak preview I've seen is you're out there and you see some Indians, and they're surrounding trappers, and you happen to know the trappers, and you help the trappers out by killing the Indians.
Yep.
Was that a hard scene to do? Because it seemed very physical.
It was, but I've been kind of working at more action-packed films like that, and I mean this isn't an action-packed film by any means, but I got into character pretty well.
Good. So now, in the book, there's a lot of detail in the book. It is a very fair-sized book. Did they cut out of a lot of the main details in the movie?
You know what? They cut out some little things.
Do explain, please.
They cut out when we had the funeral for my wife in the movie, when we had the funeral for their parents. In the book, the Linus Rawlings, who I act as, and his wife, they have the funeral for their parents right there. And they don't have that in the movie.
They don't?
Mm-mm.
So now, in the book, you and this daughter from people you met when they was going west to farm, you and the daughter got married and built a cabin and had 2 children, right?
Yep.
Are both children in the movie?
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
They are?
Yep.
Now, explain the waterfall scene. That was a hard one to film where you was at, correct?
Well, my actor wasn't a part of the waterfall scene. Just the wife and her family, her younger sister, her 2 older brothers, and her mother and father, they were a part of that. And her mother and father got killed. Her father was trying to save her mother and drowned along with her. But the other 3, along with my wife in the movie, pulled through.
So now here's kind of a different question. Now, do you think this book represents the more older days when they were still discovering the most of America, where the Indians still ran most of it? Do you think it's pretty accurate?
I believe so. I believe so because when my son went off and went into the war,
Civil or revolutionary?
It was in the Civil War, and he was protecting the trains, and he was, as the train tracks came west, the Indians would try to get onto the trains, and that's what his main deal was. He protected the trains from the Indians.
So now, with the Native Americans, I got a question. Do they find this film kind of racial? Because there's never really a point of the Indians. They just show the Indians fighting the white people and the white people killing them. Do you think that shows racist towards the Native Americans because they don't have their point of view in this movie?
I don't believe so. There's a lot of other movies out there that do it worse than this one. And really the only part that would be racial to them would be the beginning, when it makes them look like sort of savages, and I've got to get rid of them.
So do you think that all the hostility between the Indians and the white people is because of your fur trappers killing the buffalo?
I believe that's a part of it, and it's also a part of us taking their land and all the other furs that they use.
So in the movie, do you think it was smart how the parents of your wife was going west to go farm? Do you think it was good farmland?
Well, they never made it as far west as they wanted to. Unfortunately, they were killed in that waterfall, and so they could have made it to a good place. Like if they were around here, if they would have made it to around here, they would have had some good land to farm with.
Okay, now there was 2 daughters of the man of the daughter's father. He had another daughter, correct, and 2 sons, correct?
Yes.
What happened to them in the book?
So the daughter went back east and then met a gambler on her way to California, and they settled down. And then the 2 sons, one name was Sam, and he got injured. He got shot by a bandit before the waterfall happened, and he actually he stayed with me for a long time, trying to re-heal.
So now the movie is 173 minutes long. What's your viewpoint on long movies?
If it's a good and well-acted movie, then it's easy to watch. And I think this is. It was well-acted and well-directed, and we have been able to...
Well, this should be good directed. I mean, it's got the director from 310 to Yuma and Tombstone. It should be a good all-around movie. I think that's about the time we have for today. We'd like to thank Carter Edison for coming out. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Have a good day, sir.
You too.
And when we come back,